Good morning, all of you. Today I am going to discuss about basics of food safety in food industry and overview. Myself, Subhankar Mishra, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Technology, College Institute of Technology. So, learning outcomes. So, describe the basic principles of food safety. State the need and importance of food safety or safe food. Next, list out of the food hazards and also describe the principles and methods of for food hygiene and safe food. Okay. So now the food quality. So what is quality? So degree of excellence or acceptability by the consumer. So it is basically the acceptance by the consumers and also it depends on the different parameters of the food item. And also the composite of characteristics, that is the food safety, sensory and nutrition, and also the definition of food safety, the assurance that food is acceptable for human consumption according to its intended use. Second, implies absence or acceptable level of contaminants, and also ensure conditions and measures in food chain does not represent an appreciable risk to health. Now, the principle of food safety, the five key parameters for the safety or safe food production. Number one, keep clean, separate raw and cooked food. Third, cook thoroughly. Fourth, keep food at safe temperature. And fifth, use safe water and raw materials. So these five pillars is the main for the safety of food. Now the processes for making food safe and hygiene, production and handling of raw materials and finished products, procurement, processing, packaging, storage, transportation and distribution of raw materials and finished products, preparation and serving of different food products, and also it including the safe disposal of waste material that produced after the production and expire, recalled, return, leftover food products. Okay. Now the food safety issues. So what are the different types of issues for food safety? Additives, colors and flavors, drug residues, fertilizers and other growing aids, irradiation material, microbiological contamination, naturally occurring food toxicants, food supplements, pesticides, pollutants, processing, packaging and labeling, and also including the adulteration and misbranding. Need and importance of safe food. More than 200 diseases ranging from diarrhea to cancers spread through food, and this is the food is the main culprit for any kind of disease. So if you consume any food, it must be safe for consumption. So contaminated food can cause long term health problems. It also includes foodborne diseases, affect vulnerable people harder than other groups. Food safety, nutrition, and food security are the inextricably linked, and also it use unsafe food creates a vicious cycle of disease and malnutrition. And also it includes the socio-economic development by straining health care system and harming national economics, tourism, and trade. And also it include different globalization market food safety more complex and essential. Food safety is multi-sectoral and multidisciplinary, and also everybody has a role to play in keeping food safe. Consumer must be well informed for food safety practices. Now the foodborne diseases, public health concern, and also it is the large unorganized sectors, limited network of cold chain facilities, changing pattern of food chain due to technological advances, and also it includes the new challenges such as microbial threats and adaptation, environmental pollution and climate stresses, biotechnological advances, also including the commercial commercialization and increase in international trade. So there is a common foodborne disease and they are causative organisms So there are Staphylococcus aureus, Clostridium botulinum, Bacillus cereus, Salmonella typhi, Escherichia coli. So these are the main foodborne diseases, microorganisms. And to the main topic, the advantages of foods, safe food or consumption of safe food, to provide uncontaminated food of good quality to consumer. It also includes the ensures prevention of foodborne diseases, promote participation in international trade in food products, and also stimulates economic development. Now the what is food contaminants? So food contaminants basically presence of harmful chemicals and organisms in food which can cause consumer illness or consumer health hazards. So there are three different types of food contaminants: microbial contamination, physical contamination, and chemical contamination. Now, first one you can see the microbial contamination. So different pictorial view for the any kind of or different types of microorganisms that present in a food sample. Now the physical contamination, here the different glass, stone, here metal shavings. So these are the under physical contamination caused by foreign bodies found in food. And there are some pictorial view you can see. Now the chemical contamination, so these are the different types of chemicals that you use with different purposes. And this is the toxic. So this is the overall the contamination of chemicals. Now the spoilage. So after the contamination, the main important thing that is the spoilage. So it refers to damage or injuries to the edible quality and suitability of food that make it unfit for consumption. It may be due to physical injury, insect damage, microbial growth, and enzymatic action. So the causative factors for the food spoilage and foodborne illnesses are characterized as food hazards. Now the sources of contamination. So what are the main source for the contamination of food item coming from? So number one, soil, then air, then water, equipment, insect, packaging materials, and lastly food handlers. So food handler basically those who are handle the food item. Now the food hazards. So the Codex Alimentarius defines hazards. The definition of hazards as a biological, chemical, or physical agent in a food or condition of a food with the potential to cause an adverse health effect. It includes biological, chemical, and physical in nature. Food hazards are the biggest threat to food safety. Now the physical hazards. So what are the physical hazards? These are the different types, different examples of physical hazards, starting from metal, stones, wood, plastic, parts of paste, insulation material, bone, food feeds, etc. Now the chemical hazards. So what are the examples of chemical hazards? Growth, stimulant, plasticizers, chemical residues, pesticides, cleaning fluids, allergens, toxic metals, food chemicals, preservatives, processing aids, polychlorinated biphenyls, printing inks, prohibited substances. So these are under chemical hazards. Now the biological hazards. So under the biological hazards, there are different types. Now starting from microbiological hazards, pathogenic bacteria, spore-forming bacteria, no spore-forming bacteria, parasites and protozoa, viruses, and mycotoxins. Now the food infection. So in general, the bacteria must grow in the food to produce sufficient numbers to infect the body, multiply within the intestine, and cause illness. So now this is the pictures of food infections. There is vomiting, there is stomach pain, vomiting, nausea. So these are the different symptoms of food infections. Now the food intoxications. Alternatively, toxins may be produced in the foodstuff or within the intestine to produce symptoms very soon after the ingestion. Now the hygiene. So what is hygiene? So according to the CAC, that is the Codex Alimentarius Commission, the food hygiene that is recommended by the WHO, World Health Organization in 2009, defines food hygiene as all conditions and measures necessary to ensure the safety and suitability of food at all stages of the food chain, and also it includes food itself. It is safe condition initially and subsequently protected or protection in preparation and services. Now the people, those involved in handling the food as employees and customers, and also the facilities. So that hygienic condition, the facility must have a hygienic condition of the plant facility and the equipment used in food service operations. The food, so the food is the main culprit for the contamination or any kind of hazards. So control this food from the different paste, different animals, different plants. So it kept in a separate area from these from those plants, paste. And now the people, producer, processors, transporters, and food handlers. And now the facilities and equipment. So this contamination is minimized. Design and layout permit appropriate maintenance, cleaning and disinfection, and minimize airborne contamination, surfaces and materials. In particular, those in the contact with food are non-toxic in intended use and where necessary, suitability, durability, and also easy to maintain and clean. And where appropriate, suitable facilities are available for temperature, humidity, and other controls. And also it includes there is a effective protection against pest access and herbaries. So integrated approach to the food hygiene and safety. There are different points. You can see control at source, product design and process control, good hygienic practice, that is the GHP, and also we include the GMP process, the good manufacturing practices, and also the preventive approach. So there are different integration approach to food hygiene and safety required, starting from the good agricultural practices, GAP, and good animal husbandry practices, GHP, good veterinary practices, good hygiene practices, good manufacturing practices. Now the HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control point, microbiological risk assessment, quality management, ISO series, total quality management TQM, control at source, product design and product process control, good hygienic practices, and also actually preventive approach. So I conclude this overall safety aspects of food in a food industry. Starting that's the assurance that food is acceptable for human consumption according to its intended use, and also spoilage of food may be due to the physical injury, insect damage, microbial growth, and enzymatic action, and also it includes the food hazards, causative factors having potential to cause adverse health effect, and also safe food requires integrated approach to food hygiene and safety. So this is overall safety aspects of food in a food industry. Thank you.